Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Hope you're doing good. I'm Sundus. Today I'm coming on to talk about electricity issues, ways that maybe you could avoid certain mistakes that I've done. So basically, I moved into this apartment like 2 years ago, nearly November 2019, and Alhamdulillah, I moved into a nice all clean, all new, never been lived in apartment. Alhamdulillah. However, maybe 2 months down the line, I started having issues with the electricity. So every time I would go to renew the electricity, I'm told I have to pay 500, just under 500 dinar Egyptian, which is like just under £25, let's say, 500, and then my own consumption. And I used to say to them, but how can that be? I don't own anything. Like, what's going on? And they'll say to me, no, you use too much. And at the time I was pregnant, so I was sick. I couldn't really deal with the issues. So my son would go and pay the electricity, and then I just had to just pay. So I had my baby and everything, and then after maybe like last July, when my husband came, he went with a friend of his, and eventually find out that there's debt on the meter. So it wasn't like I was using a lot, and I knew that I wasn't using a lot. I thought there's something fishy here. I'm sure this money owned in this address. Anyhow, I couldn't deal with it. So after that, maybe July this year, 2021, and they said to us, yeah, so they put a plan for us that every month I have to pay under 500 and for that, and then however amount I want for my own consumption. So so after that, I had to keep doing that since 2019. So now this because I'm moving again now, inshallah, it did last time. So yeah, so I said, you know what, I need to come to the bottom of this. And every time my landlord would come, I said, listen, you owe money on this. I'm sure you do. He'll pretend that he doesn't know what I'm talking about. He's a joker. I said, I know you know what I'm talking about, but when I'm moving, you have to pay my money back. And he'll just pretend that he doesn't speak English, but I'm sure he understands a little bit. He'll say to me like, oh, kahraba, too much. I'm just looking at him like, it's you. Why are you pretending? He was acting like, like a clown, comedian, but he knew. Anyhow, kept telling me that is my meter that's, drinking too much. I'll put a picture of the meter in case some of you don't know what it is like to have one, because it's not exactly like the ones we have in the UK, but it's similar. It's actually the same, I would say. You just put the card in and you go to the place, you put your card inside your meter before you go to the shirka, to the company, and then or to the pay-as-you-go shop. There's a shop that has a machine, then you can do it there as well. And then once you do that, you put your money in, you come back to your house and you put the card in, and the money is in there. So yeah, so this is what happened. And then so yesterday, a few days ago, I said, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, because I'm gonna move and I want to know what's happening, because I wasn't able to deal with it all the other times. So I went there. They're telling me, I went with a lawyer actually 2 weeks ago with my lawyer, and I said to him, look, can you help me to find out what's going on with this issue? Then we went, and they said to him that I owe 5,000 dinar, which is let's say 250 English pound, and that I finished paying the debt. Okay, that I finished paying the debt. So just a few days ago, my electricity finished, so I went there to top it up, and they're saying to me I have to pay 416 or so, like that. Do you know? I just was so annoyed. I was like, listen, what is this? I thought this debt is finished. And anyway, I've been paying this debt since 2019. Like, I've paid maybe £500 worth of English money. You understand? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to the manager. So I actually went to the head of the whole of this district, should we say? Takamu Khamis. It was the mudir, the head of, said the director, I think, or manager of the whole of Takamu Khamis. So I went there. I spoke to him. He was giving me excuses like, oh no, maybe. You know, you just paid 1,000 something. I was like, no, check properly, because sometimes the system is messed up. Sometimes if you don't have your receipt, and that's another thing I want to really advise all of you, when you move in an apartment, keep all your receipts. I wish I had all my receipts, because some of them, you know, after you keep them for a while, the ink goes off. So I would definitely advise take pictures of them. And also I had given it to my landlord to go and sort the problem out at the shirka, but because it was such a clown, he would just take my receipt, pretend to go. He will actually go. One time he went with my son. He will actually go. I just look at him and think, yo, you're a joker. He will actually go and come back, oh, my fish, but really he was the problem. So Allah kulli hal, so definitely keep your receipts and all that. So the manager, what he said to me is that, okay, yes, there's debt on the account. And I was telling him, look, I want you to print everything out from 2019 so that I can prove to this guy, because I want my money back. I'm not going to leave it this time, because this is actually the second time this happens to me. So it happened to me in my previous apartment before this one. So so I said to him, print me everything. And he said to me, okay, come back yesterday so that we can you can get that sorted. And one person, the funny thing is, you go to one department, they tell you you have money left to pay, and then I go to a different department, they tell me, yes, you finished paying now the 5,000. And I go to the mudir, he's telling me I've paid 5,800, when I know I've paid like 10,000 or more now. So what happened, my lawyer, I called a lawyer yesterday. I said, okay, come with me, because I'm going to go there if he has time. So he came with me, Alhamdulillah, and we found out, yes, again, there's debt on the account that this joker has. And then he said to me, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to get him to pay that £5,000 back. However, whatever that I've paid from 2019, there's no evidence of it. The only thing that I can think of is that the shirka, the company, electricity company, most probably didn't take off the restriction on my account. So after I've finished completing the £5,000 debt, the restriction was still there. And because I was sick, you know, I can't get up, couldn't do anything. So my whole pregnancy, I was paying for all of that. Then after that, till last July, that's where I started, you know, digging into it a bit more. So they didn't stop the restriction. So whatever they've been taking, there's no proof of that. And because I don't have the receipts, all my receipts, I can't prove that. So basically, I have to forget about that. So lawyer said to me, okay, let's try and claim your 5,000 from this guy, and then the rest you just have to forget about it. So yeah, so what I wanted to advise all of you, because I think maybe it can be avoided, so is maybe before you sign on that dotted line, either request to go to your local electricity company and ask if there's debt on the address, and if there is, make sure that the guy pays it, or you take off his rent. Because when I went to the company, electricity company, the head of this district of Takamu was saying to me, don't pay his rent. But the thing is, because I'm moving now, he's benefited from that. So Alhamdulillah. But I would definitely advise all of you to make sure before you sign, ask the landlord, do you have any debt on this address? He most probably going to tell you no. So take the bother, go to the local electricity place, ask to speak to the manager, and ask if there's any debt onto this address. Bring your tenancy agreement, bring maybe your card, your electricity card. Ask the landlord to give you the electricity card or the box details that you want to go and check if there's any debt onto his account. And actually take him. If you take him with you, might not be a good idea, because if you don't speak, he can manipulate the situation. Because here, unfortunately, you give a little change and everything can change. So be independent, or take I'll leave my lawyer's details, because he's very good, mashallah. He's never cheated, never, very honest, speaks English, very good Egyptian man, mashallah, Allahumma barik. So I will leave his details on the bottom of my screen, inshallah. So yeah, definitely do that. And once you're reassured that it's okay, then sign. Also, if you can't do that, then make sure it's written on your tenancy agreement that if there's any debt onto his address, that you will not pay him rent. His rent will go towards his own debt. And yeah, and make sure that it's written, that it's signed. Because what I did, I made sure that I wrote on my contract that he has to pay me my deposit back. But Allah made it that I had to stay here for the whole of my deposit, which was good, because I don't really know if he was going to give it to me. So this is what I wanted to share. So definitely take care of that. And inshallah, until we meet again, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.